to have such a great friend. I'd also like to remind him that God doesn't give us dreams without giving us the strength to see them come true. Casey, will you please play That's What Friends Are For? Signed, Leslie. Leslie, here's your request and dedication.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Vanlue High School for tonight's Blanchard Valley Conference Championship Showdown. It's the Vanlue Wildcats standing all alone in first place in the BVC, taking on the Van Buren Black Knights. They are just a game behind, standing at 7-1. Their only conference loss to the Eagles of Liberty Benton, who, by the way, stand in second place with Van Buren. Their only loss coming at the hands of these Vanlue Wildcats. So we have a logjam in the top three spots of the BVC. And Bob Montgomery, we could see a lot of things solved with this game alone. Should Vanlue win it, it's all there. Should they lose, well, obviously then Van Buren finds itself in the picture. Liberty Benton's game has been called off tonight, but they could get back into the playoff hunt as well.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a tremendous amount of excitement. We have a capacity sellout here tonight. We have signage casting in the gymnasium where some people are starting to file in over there to watch the night ball game and listen to, of course, us on WFIN. We want to welcome them aboard, but this is going to be a great ball game. As you said, this is the second year in a row these two teams have met to determine the Blanchard Valley Conference Championship. Last year, it was the Vanlue Wildcats invading the gym over there at Van Buren, and Van Buren came up with the win. Of course, in that game, you might remember that Rod Rose, the young all-everything for Vanlue, was out of the ball game ill. Tonight, it's a different situation. It's Van Buren on the road. They're coming into Wildcat territory, and they're playing without a key player, too. Beagle, one of their starters, is out for the rest of the year with a bad knee.
Stillings.
Excuse me, Stillings. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong name. Stillings is out with a bad knee. Heard it a couple weeks ago against Liberty Benton. So, you know, the tables are turned again, but, you know, everything's on this game. Again, as you said, if Vanlue can win it, they're the outright conference championships, and that's it. If Van Buren wins it, that will, you know, throw it into at least a two-way tie. And, of course, if Liberty Benton can defeat Pandora later next week, it'll be a three-way tie. So it's going to be a good ball game tonight.
Well, for those who are listening at home, you will be able to see tonight's action on tape delay coverage with Continental Cablevision. It'll be replayed on Sunday at noon. That's this coming Sunday, 12 o'clock noon, channel number 18. And Thursday, next Thursday, 6:30 p.m., once again, channel 18. So we certainly want to say congratulations to Continental Cablevision doing a fine job helping the community as well.
You know, we mentioned Rod Rose. He's doing an outstanding job at the University of Findlay. And did he make a difference last year? Well, in the regular season game, that season-ending game over there at Van Buren, Vanlue lost 81-66. But Rod Rose was healthy in the district championship game. And in that particular game, Vanlue came back to defeat the Black Knights 57-51 to go to the regional last year. So Vanlue is at full health this week. And talking with Coach Jack Frost prior to the ball game, E.J. Frost, who is now in his fourth year and has a 56-28 record. That's about 67% over 4 years. He said this has been about the best week of practice they've had. They're coming in with a big victory. Van Buren got manhandled by Elida last week.
By Kalida.
Kalida, and he's hoping to catch him down. I would say both teams are going to match up very well. Both teams have good inside games and outside game. If Vanlue has a benefit, it would be in the area of quickness, I believe. Also, the home court advantage. If Van Buren has the edge, it would be in the height advantage underneath the boards.
Well, coming up tonight, it's a chat with both of the two head coaches of these two great basketball teams. And coming up, we'll be chatting with Jim Seward, the head basketball coach of the Van Buren Black Knights. And we'll hear his comments and thoughts on tonight's action right after we take this time out on the pregame show. Earlier in the week, I had a chance to talk with Van Buren Black Knight head coach Jim Seward, and here were his comments and thoughts against the Vanlue Wildcats tonight.
Coach, tonight you face Vanlue, a team which really has three triple threat type of people with Bostic, Walters, and Lee. There's really no way you can shut down all three of them at one time. At least it seems to be that way. No one has really been able to do it yet this season successfully.
That's correct. And I think that the secret, personally, to Vanlue's success is Bostic. My personal opinion is the times I've seen him that Bostic is really the key. Bostic gets in foul trouble. Vanlue does not score as much. In the Tiffin Calvert game, he got in foul trouble and he sat out most of the second quarter, and the game was real close. They put him in the third quarter. I think he makes 8 straight buckets. We're really concerned about Bostic. I think he's the secret to their team that most people don't understand. But we're going to match up man for man, and if they're man for man better than us, then they beat us. If we're better than them, we'll beat them.
Of course, Andy Lee recently has just been on a scoring tear the whole last month, most of the time getting between 30 and 40 points a ball game. Some teams, I think, will look away from using gimmick defenses, but should he start ripping away at your team offensively from three-point range, will you possibly have to look at maybe a box and one on him?
No, we haven't felt that box and ones have been real successful against him because he's smart enough to get rid of the ball. We'll play it straight up. That's what our strategy is going to be. And we've played their 4 seniors in the 7th grade against 4 of our starting seniors in the 8th grade and 9th grade. And in those 3 years, we very successfully handled those 3 players, 4 players, in fact. And if we can't do it tonight, then we'll say they're a better team than we are.
Of course, you mentioned the foul trouble with Bostic. He has been prone to get into foul trouble along with Walters occasionally this season. Does that maybe mean that you will start to look inside tonight to Brett Beagle right off the bat to try and draw that problem to them?
Well, I don't think we'd look inside to draw the problem, but if we don't look inside, we're crazy.
And, of course, Brett Beagle is coming off a knee injury last year, which he suffered, I believe, against Vanlue in that district championship game. Has that knee been giving him any problems whatsoever?
The knee has really gotten very strong. Last night he took a blow to it or Tuesday night he took a blow to it in the Kalida game, which took him out the last part of the 4th quarter, but it does not seem to be bothering him at this time.
And let's talk just very briefly about your basketball team now. The tempo you've already mentioned is going to be a little slower than what we saw you start out the season with. Vanlue, the times I have seen them so far this season, likes to push the basketball, especially if they have the numbers in their favor. What will you be trying to do to try and slow the tempo down?
We're not going to try and run with them. If you saw the preview, I think we scored 30-some points in 8 minutes between us, or 60-some between us. And our theory will be to bring the ball up, set it up. I presume they will press us, which we'll try to bring the tempo up. But we want to come down, set the offense up, move the ball around, find the open player, and try and get the basket, rather than just come down and fire it up.
And those were the thoughts of head basketball coach Jim Seward of the Van Buren Black Knights. And coming up, we'll hear from Coach Jack Frost of the Vanlue Wildcats after we take this time out during the pregame show on WFIN. Earlier in the week, I also had the chance to talk to head basketball coach Jack Frost of the Vanlue Wildcats, and we mentioned that this really is not the same traditional type of Van Buren basketball team we have become accustomed to seeing the last few years.
That's true. They do have some quick guards in Beckett and Kuhlman, and they're going to be without Stillings, and that takes away some of their speed. But they do have some half-court offensive potency in Beagle and Thompson in the outside game, and he'll play a lot of kids. So.
What's going to be your game plan should Van Buren try and hold the ball on you a lot more than you were anticipating?
Well, we just like to get a lot of traps. We'd like to just D them up, get the ball.
And, of course, your basketball team does like the faster pace. Of course, if they get the chance to run with you, I'm sure they'll possibly do it, but don't you figure they'll probably take a lot of timeouts if things start going the wrong way, transition-wise?
I would think so. We've played just 2 quarters with them earlier this year, and I think we established that we're a much quicker team, and it'd be to their advantage to slow the ball down and slow the game down.
Andy Lee, he's been on a tear for you lately. Do you anticipate any gimmick defenses from them?
Well, yeah, we have, and we've anticipated gimmick defenses the second half of the season. Really haven't seen a lot, but we prepare every week for them.
All righty, well, Coach, thanks for your comments. Good luck, and hopefully you'll be coming back with the BVC championship all to yourselves.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope the same.
All righty, that's head basketball coach Jack Frost of the Vanlue Wildcats. The two teams are pretty much finalized with their warm-up session. We're just about 4.5 minutes away from tip-off. That's it for tonight's pregame show. Coming up next, it's Vanlue versus Van Buren. Stay right here. You're listening to high school basketball, Blanchard Valley Conference style on 1330 AM Country, WFIN. In 1973, the Vanlue Wildcats enjoyed their very first Blanchard Valley Conference championship with a perfect 9-0 record. For the Wildcats, it would be their last title until 17 years later when they again would claim a share of the championship with Van Buren. That second BVC title came only a year ago when Van Buren defeated Vanlue 81-66 to gain a tie for the conference crown. Tonight, the Vanlue Wildcats have again the chance to win the conference title outright, or with a loss would have to share that title with Van Buren and quite possibly Liberty Benton. For Van Buren, the taste of a conference championship is certainly nothing new. In the past 10 seasons, the Black Knights have won or shared in the conference title 6 times. Lynn Martin was the mastermind behind each of those championships, but he has left and turned the program over to Jim Seward. In his very first season, Seward has guided the Black Knights to a 7-1 conference record and could tie for the title with an upset this evening. So here we are, almost exactly a year later, and the script is nearly the same. The Blanchard Valley Conference Championship is on the line, and it's there for Vanlue to win or to share. The Wildcats and the Black Knights. It's Vanlue and Van Buren. Blanchard Valley Conference Championship basketball is next. And once again, welcome out to Vanlue High School, everyone. I am Lynn Allen. Along with me is our color man, Bob Montgomery, for tonight's championship action between Van Buren and Vanlue. And why is it, Bob? I get the feeling we just did this about a year ago this time.
I think we did do it a year ago, but the only difference was, of course, it was at Van Buren. I'll tell you, this is a tremendous crowd. lot of people made the trip over here from Van Buren. The road conditions are very, very poor on the secondary roads. On 23 coming over, it wasn't too bad, but you know, I would tell the people that there's a lot of drifting going on right now, so sit back in your homes and listen to this great game between two fine basketball teams.
I'd like to welcome everyone listening all across the Hancock and Northwest Ohio area, as well as those who are seated right now up above us in the classrooms watching tonight's broadcast on Continental Cablevision. And once again, I'd like to thank Continental Cablevision for allowing us to help them with tonight's broadcast. Once again, tonight's game will be rebroadcast this coming Sunday on Continental Cablevision subscribers station channel number 18 this Sunday at noon and next Thursday at 6:30. I'd also like to take the time to credit our cameramen, Mike Silvers and John Haggerty, giving you those great shots tonight here at Vanlue High School. Guys, you're doing a great job, and we look forward to what is still ahead. Also, Warren Barnes, our assistant technician tonight, Mike Quinlan, our local program director, Paul Gross, the producer, and our executive producer, Mr. Dan Bemis. We're just about set for the starting lineups of tonight's contest, and of course, with that, the playing of our national anthem. And Bob, the fans were here as early as 2:30 this afternoon trying to find themselves a choice parking spot. You had to park in Cary just about to get here tonight.
I think I could have parked in Van Buren and walked over. I got here an hour and 15 minutes before the game, and the closest parking spot was downtown Vanlue. It's been a sellout. There's absolutely no space in the gym whatsoever. They've lined up some chairs right along the walls at both ends. They're just a very net passageway down the aisles to get out. There are some seats available in the gymnasium where we're simulcasting this. And again, I'd like to congratulate Continental Cablevision on the tremendous job they did. Their technicians and crew, and Mike Quinn and the whole crew of getting this program on the air. A lot of work done there.
Oh, and the pictures look beautiful as well, so congratulations to all the guys from Continental Cable. Right now, we're about set to catch the playing of our national anthem. First of all, we will have a moment of silence for those in the Persian Gulf. Now from the Vanlue High School Pep Band, it's our national anthem. Well, needless to say, the fans are excited, and I think they're about as excited as we are. We're looking forward to tonight's action. The Black Knights coming in overall 13-4, 7-1 in conference play. Vanlue 8-0, perfect undefeated season on the line for them tonight in conference action, 15-3 overall.
And to recap very quickly, if Vanlue wins tonight, that's it. They are the conference championships. If Van Buren wins tonight, it will be at least a two-way tie between Van Buren and Vanlue. And Liberty Benton still has a chance to share in that conference championship with a Van Buren win tonight and a victory themselves over Pandora Gilboa. Incidentally, looking at Liberty Benton, Vanlue defeated Liberty Benton in January, 62-51. Liberty Benton defeated Van Buren on February 1st, 73-64. So there's a common opponent in that particular game. If you can judge anything by that, you might think that Vanlue has the edge. But I think both coaches hit the nail right about on the head. I think Van Buren is going to try and run a half-court offense. They got the height, but they're not quite as quick. They will run a man-to-man defense. Vanlue, on the other hand, will try and pick up the tempo. They have the quicker guards. They, like Van Buren, will run the man-to-man defense. And you know, Vanlue is second in the conference in three-point shots percentage-wise. but they really don't take that many three-point shots. I look for them to try and penetrate inside and get the big men from Van Buren in foul trouble.
Very good analysis from our color man, Bob Montgomery. We've got the starting lineups from the Van Buren Black Knights. We're now getting those from the Vanlue Wildcats. Let's get you up to date as to who is starting tonight. For the Van Buren Black Knights, at a guard, 6'1" senior, averaging 16 points a ball game. Big ball handler on the team, J.J. Coolman. At your other guard, a 5'10" senior, 7 points a ball game, Matt Beckett. Down low at your post position, a 6'6" senior, Brett Beagle, 12 points per ball game. Jim Thompson, the big aircraft carrier at 6'6", he's a junior, 13 points a ball game. And your other wingman will be a 6'1" senior, Jason Durliat. He is averaging 7 points per ball game. Now for the homestanding Wildcats of Vanlue. At your guard slots, a 6'2" senior, 21 points per ball game, Andy Lee. Also out front, 6'2" junior, Mike May. He is at 5 points per ball game. Your swingmen, 6'2" senior, Aaron Walters, 13 points a ball game. 6'5" senior, Eric Bostic is 10 points per ball game. And Jeremy Klepper, a 5'11" senior, he's hitting 8 points per ball game. Should be a good matchup. Van Buren is in the traveling black with the orange numerals and the white trim. Vanlue in the home white with the red numerals and gray trim.
I agree. Once again, both teams have a lot of talent inside and outside. Both teams have 3 players in double figures. On paper, Van Buren has the better offensive team. Vanlue has the better defensive team. We're about ready to get underway. This is going to be a great one. Championship basketball.
This is for all the marbles in the Blanchard Valley Conference. Should Vanlue win it again, it's all theirs. If Van Buren pulls it out tonight on the road, they slide into a tie for first place and allow Liberty Benton the chance to do the same as well.
My compliments to both coaches, having their team prepared for this entire season, Coach Frost and Coach Seward. Fine coaches.
Here we go. Van Buren traveling from right to left as you listen at home. Vanlue, of course, then left to right. Ball controlled by Vanlue. Nice pass inside to Bostic. Puts it up. He missed the bunny shot. Rebound comes off to Brett Beagle of Van Buren. Quickly, the ball comes off now to Beagle, or make that to Beckett, and now they'll reset the offense. Beckett, the 5'10" senior. He's in the backcourt across the timeline to the right wing. Bounce pass in the corner now. Will go down low to Durliat. Now to Beagle. Back out to Durliat. Swings it inside to Beagle. 10-foot turnaround jumper on the baseline. No good. Thompson comes flying over the back. It's out of bounds. They say it will stay with Van Buren. Thompson may have gotten away with a big one that time. Come crashing over the back of Jeremy Klepper.
Klepper that inside position, but the official said there was no body contact.
Have to apologize. That's Jay Huffman, not Durliat, who gets the start tonight. Durliat was the expected starter. This will be Coolman. Down low to Beagle. Out on top to Huffman. Three-pointer is short. Rebound comes off, though, to Van Buren's Matt Beckett. Or make that J.J. Coolman. Excuse me. Coolman. Back out on top of the center timeline. He'll penetrate against his man, Walter. Coolman driving, spinning, blocked from behind and taken away by Andy Lee. He'll start the fast break the other way. Now he'll pull up for a 3 on the right side. It's no good. Rebound comes off to Thompson. So right there, Lee coming out, trying to drain the 3 to get some momentum early on.
Well, we talked about Van Buren's height advantage. On Vanlue's first 2 possessions, they got 1 shot and then were unable to rebound the ball. On Van Buren's first 2 possessions, they were able to rebound, but they weren't able to score.
Here's Beagle firing up a 15-footer. It's off the mark. Rebound comes off now to the Vanlue Wildcats. Eric Bostic in control. Out on top to Walter. Now to Lee on the right side in the corner to Klepper. Back out on top to Lee. Top of the key now to Walter. Being hounded there by Beckett. It's a zone defense right now by Van Buren. It's a 1-2-2, and the Wildcats playing the perimeter game, being patient this time down the floor. This is Bostic, left corner, out on top to Lee. Back to Walter now on the left wing. Now to Bostic in the corner. He'll kick it back out to Lee. He'll penetrate. 15-foot jumper is good. Eric Bostic has the first 2 of the ball game. It's Vanlue 2, Van Buren nothing. 6:15 to play. We went 1 minute and 45 seconds before we saw our first score of the night. This will be Huffman in the right corner, hounded there by Klepper. His baseline pass now to Coolman is intercepted down low by Eric Bostic. Outlet pass to Andy Lee. Here come the running Wildcats. Lee at the top of the key with a left-hand dribble, facing J.J. Coolman and also Beckett. Here's a 3-pointer by Walter, off the mark. Rebound comes off to big Jim Thompson. That's his 3rd carom of the night so far in the early going. Here comes
Lynn, I think that first basket of the evening may have gone to Aaron Walter.
Here comes, out on top, Matt Beckett. Beckett will go now to Coolman, top of the key. Beckett still in control, hounded there by Aaron Walter. Bounce pass inside to Beagle. He'll put it up, and he is fouled down low. Looks like this early foul is going to go against the Vanlue Wildcats and 6'2" junior Mike May. That'll be his first as he got Beagle with the body, kind of giving him a shove as he went for the turnaround jumper from the baseline.
That call could have gone either way because the defensive player was moving, but the offensive player dipped his shoulder, moved into him.
This will be Huffman inbounding. Lob pass to Kuhlman, up and in. No one stepping in front of J.J. Kuhlman, and he lays it in. And we're tied at 2 with 5:25 to play in the first quarter. This will be Bostic in the corner to Mike May. Inside pass to Lee, intercepted by Huffman. Turnover against the Wildcats will come the other way. This is Kuhlman slowly taking it across the center timeline, now to the top of the key. Bounce pass left side will go to Matt Beckett. Looking inside for Thompson, nothing there. He hits Beagle at the top of the key. Now right wing to Huffman, down low to Thompson on the block. He'll kick it back out. Three-point shot is blocked. Thompson gets it. Turnaround jumper from 10 is no good. Rebound tipped back up, no good. Beagle back up and in. Right now, Van Buren hammering away on the boards, trying to control the offensive boards, and they're doing so with a 4-2 lead at the 4:40 mark. So full court pressure now by Van Buren. It pays off with a steal. Here comes Kuhlman to Beckett, left side, up over Lee, and it's blocked out of bounds by Andy Lee. What a block by Lee coming out of nowhere.
Perfect timing.
Have to like the great leaping ability of Lee to time that block and then swat it into the student section. 4.5 minutes to play first quarter. It's 4-2. Van Buren on the road and leading by a pair. Kuhlman inbounds out on top to Beckett at the top of the key. Beckett down low on the block to Beagle. Turnaround jumper over top of May is good. Brett Beagle with 2 field goals. It's now 6-2. Van Buren double team in the backcourt on the full court pressure. Now the Wildcats break it. They have a 3-on-2 the other way. Pass will go Klepper on the right baseline. Back out to Lee. Nice pass inside to Walters. Picked off and now out of bounds to Vanlue. Last touch by Jay Huffman down low. Wildcats really making some quick, sharp passes, and that first entrance pass inside too hot to handle from Lee. Now on the inbounds pass. A three-pointer is good by Aaron Walter. Walter has the first 2 buckets of the night for Vanlue, and it's now a 6-5 contest. A 3 and a 2 for Walter. Here's a foul. Penetrating was for Van Buren, Matt Beckett. He will draw the foul out on top against the Vanlue Wildcats. We've yet to have a whistle against Van Buren in this game, and this is the second foul of the night against Vanlue's Wildcats.
Good job by Beckett of finding a crack in the armor of the Vanlue defense. He took it into the paint. Didn't make the basket, but was fouled.
Foul will go against Andy Lee, his first, the team's second. Beckett now driving the right side of the key. Pulls up for a 15-footer in the right corner, no good. A rebound comes off to Jeremy Klepper. Off now to Andy Lee, a 3-on-3. Lee, baseline to baseline, passes to Mike May, and he's fouled by Beckett on the baseline. That's a good call. From this angle, it looked like Beckett definitely scratched him on the wrist as he tried reaching in to make the steal.
Well, Beckett tried to plead his case a little bit. He either didn't believe he committed a foul or tried to win some sympathy from the official, but the foul stands.
6-5. Inbounds pass will hit May out on top. He'll drive, dish down low to Bostic. He'll force it up, and he's fouled down low, and looks like a blocking foul will go against J.J. Kuhlman. That'll be his first, and now the team fouls are even at 1 apiece.
Vanlue did a good job of getting the ball inside, and the young man from Vanlue, number 24, Eric Bostic, of course, was sandwiched between 2 Black Knight players.
Bostic will toss it inbounds to the left, to the left of his own basket. He'll hit his man Lee in the right corner. He'll swing it back out on top to Klepper and around the horn to Walter. Three-point shot is no good. A rebound fought for, comes off of the 6'6" junior Jim Thompson. Here comes Van Buren now with the basketball and a 1-point lead at 6-5. 3:29 to play here in the first quarter. Left side, this is Beckett looking inside for Thompson. Hits him on the block. Turnaround jumper from 5 is good. Jim Thompson drills the 5-foot turnaround jumper on the left baseline. It's now 8-5. Van Buren by 3. Full court pressure. Nearly turned into a steal. Here comes Lee. Bounce pass right side. Klepper 2-on-1. He'll drive. Put it up over Beagle. Blocked by Beagle. Rebound Mike May. Back up and in. Mike May with the first field goal of his night. It's now 8-7. Van Buren by 1 as Beckett drives. Dishes off to Thompson down low. May have walked. Got away with it. Puts it up and in. Jim Thompson tiptoeing his way on the baseline, and it's now 10-7 Van Buren. Full court pressure nearly results into a steal, and now we've got a foul against J.J. Kuhlman. That will be his second and the team's third as he wrestles with Aaron Walter trying to make the steal at the timeline. Right now, it's simply the pressure causing problems for Vanlue, but once they get it broke, they are definitely getting the ball down quick enough to get a fast break transition started, Bob.
Well, Van Buren has been doing a good job with the full court pressure. They've got the ball inside of their big men well. They've scored well, and they've been doing a good job rebounding. Vanlue's been cold from the field, but watch him turn it on shortly.
Here's Mike May with a 15-foot jumper from the left corner. Nothing but net, and May is here to play basketball tonight. It's 10-9, Van Buren by a point. 2:23 to go here in the first quarter. This is Kuhlman out on top to Brett Beagle at the foul line. Spins and turns, and now we've got a traveling violation against J.J. Kuhlman. Another turnover against the Black Knights. That unofficially their fourth of the first quarter already. They average nearly 21 a ball game. That's a lot of turnovers for a team that expects to win a lot of ball games. Meanwhile, Vanlue doing a very good job on the season. Just a hair over 10 turnovers a ball game. That's exactly where you would like to be if you're a coach.
Best in the conference.
Out on top, feed down low to May on the right post. Kicks it back out to Walter in the corner to Clipper. His three-point shot is too strong. Off the heel of the rim, rebound May at the foul line. Puts it back up from 14, blocked by Beagle. Rebound comes off now to Jim Thompson. Outlet pass to Huffman on the right wing, and he'll take it down court and set it up now to Beckett at the top of the key. Right-hand dribble working against his man Andy Lee. Down low to Beagle. 7-foot jumper blocked from behind by Lee, and out of bounds to Vanlue. Andy Lee, the little man on the court at 6'2", goes up against the 6'6" Beagle from behind and blocks it off of Beagle's head and out of bounds. Full court pressure now by Van Buren. This is Bostic to Walter on the far sidelines. He'll spin away from his man at the top of the key. Drive, dishes off to May, and we've got a kick going to be called by the official. Will stay with Vanlue. Substitution, first of the night now for the Wildcats. Klepper will come out. In will come Mike Terrian for the Wildcats. Minute 42 to play first quarter. It is 10-9, Van Buren by 1. Bostic inbounding to Walters in the left corner. Down low on the block to Bostic. Back out to Walters. To Terrian, top of the key to Lee for a three-point shot. It is no good. In and out rebound comes off to Brett Beagle of Van Buren. Outlet pass nearly intercepted, but Beckett comes up with it. Nifty pass down court to Huffman on the right baseline. Wide open is Thompson. He'll put it up and good. Jim Thompson wide open down on the block. Could have stepped up with a big dribble and laid it in, but he took about a 4-foot jumper and nailed it. 15-footer at the other end is good by Bostic. Eric Bostic with his first two, and it's a run-and-gun game right now, and we're not seeing Van Buren take control of the tempo like we thought they would early on.
Well, Vanlue wants Van Buren in a running game, and so far they've got it. Vanlue trails by 1.
Minute
with about
three.
a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Minute exactly now to play here in the first. It's 12-11, Van Buren by 1. Thompson again over the top of Walters and Bostic, and he didn't get it. Rebound Aaron Walter. He'll take it down court. Three people trying to strip it away from Walter. He does a great job of dribbling. Hits Bostic, driving baseline, up too strong. Rebound comes off now to Van Buren. Jason Durliot is in there. He got the rebound. 39 seconds to play in the first quarter. Van Buren's Beckett driving, putting it up, no good, and we've got a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Bostic, and I think he may have taken an elbow to the face or to the head as he seems to be holding his nose. I guess he's all right. I thought maybe he had taken a shot to the face, but he seems to be okay. He just didn't like the call. First foul against Bostic, third team foul. This will be Durliot tossing inbounds underneath his own basket. Looking for Beagle. He got him inside the paint, faking, putting it up over Walters, and he got it. Nice move that time by Beagle, who Coach Seward says he thinks is playing the best basketball of his life right now. And now we've got a foul against Durliot in the backcourt, trying to make a steal away from Walter in the backcourt. That'll be the first foul against Jason Durliot. That'll be the team's fourth. So on the next foul, Vanlue goes to the line for 1-1 the rest of the way.
Both teams trying to execute their game plan. Vanlue running the fast-paced transition game. Van Buren trying to get the ball underneath to the big men Beagle and Thompson.
We're down to 19 seconds to play. Wildcats look for the final shot of the first quarter. They trail 14-11. This is Lee on the right hash mark near sidelines. Back across the way to Walter. We're at 10 seconds, and now they'll put the offense in motion. Right side, this is Lee behind the stripe to Terrian on the right side. Batted out of his hands. It'll stay with Vanlue with 4 seconds left. You almost have to figure they're going to have to look for a three now somewhere outside. This will be Bostic, or make that Walter. No, Bostic tossing it inbounds near sidelines. He'll hit his man, Walter. Three-point shot at the buzzer is no good. Tip back up, no good, and that's the end of the first quarter of action here at Vanlue. Our score, Van Buren 14, Vanlue 11. You're listening to BVC Championship Basketball on WFIN. That time, I think May forced it.
Yeah, Thompson was in his face, and he had to change the trajectory, overshot the basket.
Down low, Beagle has the pass batted out of his hands, but right back to J.J. Kuhlman, or check that to Huffman. Now down low to Beagle, give and go to Durliot. He'll put it up and in. Jason Durliot doing a nice job on the give and go to Brett Beagle, and Van Buren continues to answer every call of Vanlue, and Van Buren continues to lead 21-15. Full court pressure. Thompson hustling to the far wing and knocking it out of bounds for Van Buren, and their fans come to their feet liking what they see here at Vanlue.
Early in the second quarter, we talked about the balance in these teams. All 5 starters for Van Buren are now on the scoreboard. 4 of the 5 starters for Vanlue have scored.
Here's Mike May driving left side over Beagle, too strong, back up by Lee and in. Andy Lee putting it back up while in midair, and now we have 4 scores in the books for Vanlue, all of them with 4 points. Check that. We have 5 for Walter, who also has a 3-point shot to his credit. I have to beg your pardon there. 21-17. Van Buren by 4. 5.5 to play. Down low, Thompson up and in. Off the pass that time from Beckett. Jim Thompson in double figures with 10. Full court pressure broken. This is May to Bostic, and he travels with the basketball. Almost think Vanlue might need a timeout right now. They're letting the pressure of Van Buren get to them right now, and I think they might even be surprised. I think everyone thought that Van Buren would not try to run with Vanlue this year, but they're doing it, and they're doing it successfully.
Well, you know, Aaron Bostic has had some problems here in the ball game. He missed the opening layup of the game, and he's kind of been pressing ever since.
Here's a missed shot on the inside by Van Buren. Come the other way, wide open to Therrien, putting it up and in. Mike Therrien lays it in off the fast break created by the missed shot, and Therrien has his first 2, and it's now 23-19. Here's Beagle at the foul line, fouled by Eric Bostic. That will be his second personal foul for Vanlue. Coming at the 4:54 mark of the first half, Vanlue down 23-19. Substitution now for Vanlue. This will be, once again, checking into their lineup, Randy Bird for the first time tonight. He will replace Bostic in the lineup, who will go out with that second personal foul.
Bird, a 6'2" senior.
Inbounds pass will be Durliot. This time it'll go out on top to Beckett. Down low to Beagle on the left post. Faking, putting it up over May. He got the shot to fall. They're not going to count the shot. Interesting call. They wipe out the shot. They say the foul took place as he gave the fake, which I think is a good call, but a lot of fans aren't going to realize that because Beagle did give a hesitation before he went up with it. The contact was made before he got into the actual act of shooting.
Well, he tried for the continuation. Good news was he made the basket, but the bad news was the official wouldn't buy it.
But he gets 2 free throws as both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way here in the first half.
He better not get 2 free throws.
He gets 1, excuse me, yes. 1 free throw, and he does connect on the front. He's now got 1 and 1. For Beagle on the night, 7 points. He's done a great job down low. A lot of people thought that knee injury would slow him down, but he's doing a great job tonight. Misses on the second end. We stay at 24-19. Van Buren by 5. Now some full court trapping pressure defense in the backcourt. Walter across the timeline to Andy Lee near wing. He'll pull up for a 17-footer. In and out and in. Andy Lee beginning to get hot now. They held him scoreless throughout the first quarter. He now has 6 in the second quarter. It's 24-21. Van Buren by 3. Out on top. That's Kuhlman. Down low to Thompson in the wing. Back to Kuhlman in the right corner. Out on top now to Beckett. Now to Durley out at the foul line. Back to Beckett, top of the key. Hounded there by Lee and Therrien. Down low to Beagle against the zone defense to Beckett. 21-foot three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes off to Durliot. He lost control, puts it back up, no good. Rebound comes off to Aaron Walter, and a jump ball is called for. Possession arrow goes to Vanlue. Boy, you have to like the way this Van Buren team is really hitting the boards. Everyone is hitting the boards. Beagle will get a rest. Huffman will check back in now. Now could be the time that Vanlue might want to attack the low post and try and go after Jim Thompson. If they can get it across the timeline. They've been having problems against the full court pressure, which is on again. Andy Lee to a wide open May on the left wing. 15-foot jumper short. Rebound comes back to Therrien. Up, no good. Rebound again. Vanlue up and in, no good. Rebound again, Vanlue back up. No good again. Vanlue now taken away by Van Buren. Lead pass will go to Durliot, up and in.
Vanlue with 4 attempts. They were unable to capitalize. Van Buren goes back up court, hits the layup.
Randy Bird had 3 of those attempts and missed them. May down low on the block, forcing it up, blocked by Thompson, and a jump ball is called for. And this time it's Van Buren possession. 26-21. Van Buren is led all the way by as many as 7. It's now at 5 at 26-21. This is J.J. Kuhlman, top of the key, driving against Bird, putting it up, and no good inside the paint. Chipped volleyball, and finally May comes down with it for Vanlue. Looked like a volleyball tournament going on there for a while. This is Terrian, back out to Andy Lee on the right wing, hounded by Beckett. Back to Terrian. Bounce pass down low to Bird. Turnaround jumper is short. Too flat. Rebound comes off to Thompson. No arch on that shot from Randy Bird at all. We're down to 2:57 to play here in this first half. 26-21. Van Buren by 5. They've led all the way. This is Derliot. Make that Huffman in the right corner. Now to J.J. Kuhlman, top of the key. Inside the paint to Derliot. Turnaround jumper partially blocked. No good. Rebound comes off to Randy Bird. He'll hand it off now to Terrian in the backcourt. Still in the backcourt. Now near side to Andy Lee. Wide open for a 3. It's on the way, and it's good. You had to figure he was going to get one sooner or later. He's the best three-point shooter on this team. 26-24. Van Buren by 2. In this one of the very few basketball games being played around the entire state tonight, let alone Northwest Ohio. I can't think of another one that is actually going on. And now we see Van Buren move themselves into a spread offense, the four-corner offense, which we did anticipate coming in. 26-24. Vanlue stays in the zone. Kuhlman drives through it, puts it up, no good, and a foul on Thompson coming over the back. Vanlue could tie for the first time tonight since losing the lead after 2-0.
Well, the strategy was there, but the Black Knights just did not execute very well. They got the defense spread out, and they broke it to the basket, but missed the layup.
Well, that time they spread everybody out to the wings, and that created a huge hole in the middle of the defense. Of course, even though Vanlue's playing a zone, you still want to pick out a man in your zone and play him half honest. And that allowed Kuhlman to drive right down the center after he beat his man Terrian out front, but then he missed the off-balance layup. It went off the side of the rim, and now Vanlue has a chance to tie off the foul by Thompson. Andy Lee will take a seat. Into the ball game now is Matt Clark for Vanlue, so the point guard for Vanlue gets a few breaths of fresh air. At the line is Walter. First free throw, the 1-and-1 is good. Aaron Walter now has 6 on the night. It's 26-25. Van Buren by 1 with 1:59 to play here in the first half. Liddell and Bob Montgomery along with you on WFIN from Vanlue High School. Second free throw by Walter is in and out. Rebound, Brett Beagle. Outlet pass to Matt Beckett. Long lead pass to J.J. Kuhlman. Coast to coast. Dishes off. Up and in. Foul on the play. Basket will count. Basket is by Huffman. Foul will go against, I believe, May. Yes, it's on May. Nice job of running the fast break that time, as it was J.J. Kuhlman who got the pass from Beckett. He anticipated the defensive play and laid off a beautiful pass to his man Huffman, who laid it up and in and got the foul on the play.
Well, I'll tell you, Van Buren shows they can run the transition game too, as now they're scoring on the fast break.
At the line for 1, Jay Huffman. Free throw is good. Huffman has 3. It's back up to a 4-point lead for the Black Knights at 29-25. 1:49 to play first half. And if you're watching this game via tape delay, you're watching it on Continental Cablevision, channel number 18 in Findlay. Pass inside the paint. Shot is up. No good by May. A rebound comes off to Jim Thompson after a struggle for the basketball. And again, Van Buren allowing only 1 shot for Vanlue. There's only been 1 time I can think of all night that the Black Knights have given up shot after shot, and that was about 3 possessions ago when Beagle went out of the game. Here's Kuhlman driving again, putting it up, no good. Rebound comes off to, again, the Wildcats. This is going to be Terrian, right side, driving. Nice pass inside. Picked up now by May, faking over Beagle, dishing it off. Here's a shot from the left corner, no good. Rebound off Clark's miss, goes back up, partially blocked by Beagle. Out of bounds to, let's see, we need a call as someone went crashing into the stands for Vanlue. I certainly hope he's okay. That was, I believe, Mike May, who went crashing in. They say Van Buren basketball, is May the last to touch it.
Well, he took out a couple of youngsters with him, but they popped right back up on their feet, don't appear to be injured.
Minute 2 to play in the first half. 29-25. A score here by Van Buren would loom awfully big for the Black Knights going into the locker room if they hold it for 1 shot. This is Beckett out on top. Man-to-man now by Vanlue as Clark comes out to put pressure on Beckett, and Kuhlman drives again, and we've got a foul away from the basketball. I believe Terrian is going to be called for hand-checking Kuhlman all the way through the key. And, Bob, it appears to me that if Vanlue wants to stay in this thing, they're going to have to make a switch and get Andy Lee on Kuhlman to try and stop the penetration, because right now he is owning anyone that's on him.
But the only problem with that is that it's going to make him work, and of course, if it makes him work a lot, it could tear him down, affect the shooting at the other end of the court. But again, somebody's got to get on that young man to stop him.
Free throw by J.J. Kuhlman is good. He now has 3 on the night, but boy, his penetration is really playing a big part of this ball game. And right now, Beagle will check out. We'll see a new ball player as Tony Schock, the 6'6 senior, checks in for Van Buren, seeing his first action in this championship ball game.
Beagle at 6'6", 220 pounds, deserves a break.
At the line for the second is Kuhlman, and it's on the way, and it tickles the twine as well. Kuhlman has 4. Van Buren leading now 31-25. It's back up to a 6-point lead. Only 47 seconds remain here in the first half from Vanlue High School. This will be Clark Nate Fruth at the top of the key. Nate Fruth. The Terrian down low to Walter inside the paint. Faking, putting it up. No good. Partially blocked. Rebound comes off to Tony Schock. Check that to Jim Thompson, who now throws it off to Huffman at the center timeline. Wide open inside, but it's batted away, and Fruth has the basketball. He'll continue down the floor with a 2-on-1. Bounce pass is thrown away and picked up now by Beckett in the backcourt. Not a good pass, but he was falling down, so Fruth had no other option. 14 seconds to play first half. Van Buren looking for the final shot. Looks like they'll take it, too. 9 seconds. This is Beckett, right hash mark on the sidelines. Top of the key to Huffman. Durliot now driving, putting it up and in. Jason Durliot driving the key, and that's it for the first half. Van Buren fans are going nuts on the far side. They lead at halftime. Van Buren 33, Vanlue 25. You're listening to Blanchard Valley Conference Championship action on 1330 AM Country, WFIN Findlay. Welcome back out to Vanlue High School. We are set to start the second half of action. Van Buren by 8 at the half, 33-25. Lynn Allen, Bob Montgomery along with you on WFIN. And if you're watching this one via tape delay, we're with you on Continental Cablevision, channel number 18. Out on top, this is Andy Lee to put the ball in play for the Wildcats. Near side to Aaron Walter. We'll get that first half scoring for you in a second. Here's Bostic going up, stripped away from behind, and taken away by Jim Thompson. Good hands by the big man as he reached in as Bostic went up with the basketball to make this deal for Van Buren.
You know, I talked a lot about Thompson and Beagle, the scoring and rebounding they did, but Matt Beckett and J.J. Kuhlman along with Jay Huffman did a good job of running that Van Buren offense, both dribbling the ball and passing it.
Now in the second half with the 8-point lead, we might see Van Buren go to the slowdown game. And here's Thompson traveling with the basketball. He went up for a shot, had it slip out of his hands, and he came back down with it. That's a travel violation against Van Buren. Scoring in that first half, 9 points for Andy Lee to lead all scores for Vanlue. 5 points for Aaron Walter, 4 apiece for Bostic and May, and 2 for Mike Terrian. Here is Lee pulling up for a 15-foot jumper, and it's good for Vanlue to get things started. And here comes the full court press now for the Wildcats. Broken with Kuhlman. Beagle down low on the post. He'll put it up and in. Brett Beagle with the quick bucket. We've got a timeout as the official wants to tell Thompson, don't slap the ball as the ball goes through the hoop. Let them take the basketball and bring it in play. For Van Buren in the first half, they were led by Jim Thompson. He led all scorers with 10. 7 for Beagle, 6 for Jason Derliot, 4 for J.J. Kuhlman, 3 for Jay Huffman, 3 for Beckett as well. Here comes Mike May, dishing it out on top to Bostic. He'll drive, put it up over Beagle, and he got it to fall. Eric Bostic now with 6 on the night. It's 35-29, Van Buren by 6. This is Beckett down low. Stolen away from Vanlue by behind as they try to get down low to Beagle, and a nice defensive effort. Wide open is Walter, left side, driving the paint, and he's reached in on by Thompson, and a foul. Check that. It might go against Huffman. Let's see which one was the guilty party. It's going to go against Huffman. For him, that is his first personal foul of the night.
That basket a few moments ago by Eric Bostic, he needed that, and so did Vanlue. They've got it turned on a little bit right now.
Timeout. Van Buren will take a timeout as well. 6:39 to play in the third quarter. It's Van Buren 35, Vanlue 29. Back after this timeout. Vanlue has the shot rejected, and back at the other end, a shot rejected by Van Buren as Andy Lee again comes up with a blocked shot from behind. We'll push it the other way. This is Bostic, 7-footer off the glass. It's good, and a foul in the play. Blocking foul against Van Buren. Bucket will count. Huffman charged with a foul. Possible three-point play. What a shot by Bostic off the glass.
The Wildcats have outscored Van Buren 6-2 here in the early going, and they're getting back into the ballgame.
Well, and I think that home court might become a little more advantageous here in the second half. The crowd really taken out of the ballgame in the first half as Van Buren clicked to the early lead and maintained it all the way, but now Vanlue making the run. 35-31 with 6:15 to play, and it's now 35-32. Bostic with a three-point play. He's got 9. Full court pressure. Kuhlman double teamed in the backcourt. Gets it off, intercepted by Lee, all the way up, and in, and a foul again! Bucket will count! Oh, my goodness! Back-to-back possible three-point plays, and the Wildcats are back to within a tie.
Well, now, the Wildcats have outscored Van Buren 9-2, and they'll be at the line when play resumes.
Timeout, Van Buren. We'll do the same. 6:10 to play. You're listening to BVC Championship Basketball on WFIN.
We said at halftime that Andy Lee will have to continue to score, and he's picked up very quickly here in the second half with 4 points already. He's at the foul line. Also, Eric Bostic was struggling. We said he's going to have to turn it around. He's got 5 points here early in the third quarter.
We are now tied as Lee connects on the free throw. 35-35. Again, full court pressure. J.J. Kuhlman in the backcourt. No one to throw it to. Still no one. Nearly stolen out of bounds to, I think Vanlue should get it. No, they save Van Buren. That one happened right in front of us, and I think that Van Buren last touched that one. They reached out to try and save it, and it looked like it went off the fingertips of a Black Knight, but instead the referees, neither one really were in very good position. Not that they weren't supposed to be in position. That was a very tough call for either official. Van Buren with the ball. Down low to Beagle on the right post. He'll dish it back out on top to Kuhlman. Off his hands, out of bounds. Kuhlman tried to go right back inside to Beagle. He lost control, and I think the home court advantage is really beginning to wear now. The fans are going bonkers here at Vanlue. Full court pressure now by the Black Knights. Walters breaking the press to Bostic on the right wing at the hash mark. In the corner to Jeremy Klepper. He'll kick it now to Walters on the right wing. Down low to Mike May. Shot is blocked by Beagle. Back up, blocked again by Beagle. Saved by Andy Lee, but a foul on Jim Thompson. They'll say Beagle got the ball, but Thompson got the body.
I'll tell you. Looked like a clean block to me, but they ruled that Jim Thompson got him underneath. And that'll send Vanlue back to the line again.
Looking for their very first lead since early, and I mean early in this ball game.
Well, Van Buren has committed 4 fouls, and we've only played 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Vanlue have no team fouls in this quarter.
Here is Bostic looking to give him the lead, and he does. Bostic in double figures with 10. 36-35, Wildcats by 1. They trailed by 8 at halftime. We have only played about 2.5 minutes of this third quarter, and they have already gotten the lead. He connects on both. It's 11 for Bostic. 37-35. Vanlue by 2. Inbounds pass to Beagle at his own foul line in the backcourt. To J.J. Kuhlman. Double teamed by Walters and Bostic. Now to Beckett. Another double team. Nearly throws it away. Kuhlman can't get it across. Finally he does. Gets it to Beagle on the right wing. He'll go cross court to Beckett. Long three will be given up to Thompson inside. Shot up and no good. Rebound, Aaron Walters. Make that Bostic. Now to Walters. Now Walters in the backcourt struggles. Finally spots Andy Lee. Top of the key. Zips his pass inside to May. Fakes over Thompson. Blocked by Beagle out of bounds. It'll stay with Vanlue.
Whoa, what a block by Brett Beagle.
And what a super job, though, by Lee of finding the man open from the top of the key. Bostic inbounds to Klepper. To Walters, left corner, faking, off-balance shot, no good. Not a good choice of shots that time by Walters. He forced that one up. Rebound comes off to the Black Knights, who could tie this time down the floor. This is Kuhlman, top of the key, working against Klepper. It's a zone defense again by the Wildcats. Near side to Beckett. Now to Thompson on the low post. To Beagle in the corner. 15-footer is in and out. Rebound comes off to Jeremy Klepper. Tough break that time for Beagle. Now to May, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Jay Huffman. Huffman actually not creating much of a foul there. That's kind of a touchy foul as a side of some of the stuff we've seen inside. He's just simply following Lee up the floor, and Lee slowed down, and Huffman just kind of barely bumped into him.
Good point, Lynn. Huffman was trying to avoid the contact. You got to give Lee credit for moving into the defensive player. I question the call, but, you know, it was contact. It was incidental, and it was created really more by Lee than the defensive player, but it's a good move by Lee. He's going to go to the line. And now that's 5 team fouls here in the third quarter. From now on, Vanlue will be at the line shooting 1 and 1. Vanlue has not committed 1 foul here in the second half yet.
Lee with 1 and 1. First one is on the way. No good. In and out. Rebound off of Beagle's hand, out of bounds to Vanlue. Brett Beagle couldn't control the defensive rebound, and the Wildcats getting the breaks in the second half. Bostic will toss it inbounds under his own basket. Out on top to Andy Lee. He's on the left perimeter at the hash mark. In the corner to Walter. Down low to Bostic. He'll fire it up over Beagle. A underhanded scoop shot. No good. Off the front of the rim. Rebound comes off to the Black Knights. And here comes Matt Beckett. Right hand dribble across the center timeline to the top of the key. Right side it'll go now to Huffman. Check that Derliot. Back out on top to Beckett. Left side to Kuhlman in the corner. Takes the baseline move. Crashes into his own man and now travels with the basketball. He actually traveled because his own man was in the way.
Well, I'll tell you, the last 2 times Vanlue has had the ball, they've taken 2 ugly shots. Walters and Bostic have put up some very off-balance, awkward shots. Other than that, Vanlue has played extremely well here in the third quarter.
Here's a steal on the full court pressure as they slap it away from Lee. Picked up by Van Buren, put up and in by Jim Thompson. Thompson now has 12 as Lee got to the timeline. It was batted away from behind, went right to Beagle. He quickly fed it off, and they spotted their man at the other end, Thompson. Here's a 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Mike May, back up and a foul on Brett Beagle. And that will be on Beagle, his first. 37-37. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play here in the third quarter at Vanlue. The Wildcats hoping to finish their regular season of the Blanchard Valley Conference undefeated and have a sole first place possession of that trophy when it's over. A loss to Van Buren could create as much as a three-way tie with themselves, Van Buren and Liberty Benton. First free throw by May is no good.
May had no legs on that shot. He's almost stiff-legged.
And he is only a 43% free throw shooter on the year, Bob, the worst on the team. Second free throw is no good as well. Rebound comes off to Aaron Walter. He'll fake a three, now take the three from the right side. Got it. Aaron Walter now has 9. 40-37. Steele on the pressure. Back up and in by Bostic. Bostic has 13. Again, the full court pressure, causing Haffick and a foul in the backcourt. This will go on Aaron Walter.
You know, I think Aaron Walters did a good job of getting position. Then he leaned in. If he had just stood still, I think perhaps the offensive man, Beckett, would have ran into him. But he leaned into Beckett and was called for the foul. It's a good call by the officials.
Will still be Van Buren basketball at their own end of the court as J.J. Kuhlman takes a rest. Huffman is in. 3:23 to play here in the third. Vanlue up 42-37. 5-point lead after trailing at halftime by as many as 8. Beagle nearly miscommunicated, and now double dribbles in the backcourt. Brett Beagle caught the ball, took a dribble, and then forgetting that he took his dribble, took off again, and that's a double dribble. Boy, the crowd really getting into this thing. Timeout, Vanlue. 3:10 to play here in the third. It's the Wildcats 42, the Black Knights 37. You're listening to high school basketball and watching it as well on WFIN and Continental Cablevision of Findlay. Played 450.
What?
Played 450 in this quarter. Here at Vanlue, we have played 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Lee fires up a three, and he got it. They say a 2. His foot is on the line. A 2 for Andy Lee. But we have played just over 4 minutes, under 5 minutes, and the Wildcats have outscored Van Buren 19-4 here in the second half. Here's a foul, though, against the Wildcats at the other end as driving was Beckett. He draws the foul on the inside. We've got some miscommunication on the last foul here, and they're trying to get this straightened out now at
Might
the
have gone
official
on Lee.
table.
I think it's on Lee.
It is, and that's his second, or make that his third personal foul. That's 3 on Andy Lee now this evening of Vanlue.
Well,
now, I only had him for 2.
Good job. Well, he had to. Now he got his third. But Matt Beckett says, I'm going to have to make something happen here. I'm not getting much help inside. So Beckett took it to the hoop and got fouled. He'll shoot 2.
At the line, Beckett on the season, a 78% free throw shooter. He averages 7 a ball game. So far tonight, only 1 bucket, a 3-point shot in the first half. First of a 2-shot foul is no good. 44-37. It remains a 7-point lead for the Wildcats, who trailed by 8 at halftime. Second free throw is good by Beckett. That will stop the bleeding of a 19-4 run by Vanlue. And here's a backcourt foul. Good call. It's against Huffman. That'll be his third. Leaning right into the Wildcats man, Walter, as he tried to come down the near sideline. And for Vanlue, they're in the bonus with 2:58 to play in the third. And the board actually says that's 4 on Huffman. I only had him for 3.
Well, you did, but he could have done another one.
Don't start that again with me. At the line is Walter. 1 and 1. He got the front end. Double figures, 10 points for Walter. They have put 3 of their 5 starters in double figures. And who do you think it is? Yeah, you're right. Andy Lee, Aaron Walter, Eric Bostic, the 3 guys who have carried them all year long.
Well, we said Lee had to get it turned on in the second half. Bostic had to get started. They've done that, and Aaron Walters is contributing also.
He just got the second half of that 2-shot foul. It's now 46-38. Vanlue by 8. 2:58 to play, and this crowd is still on its feet, going nuts here at Vanlue. This will be Beckett walking it up across the center timeline against half-court jump pressure. Beagle to the left hash mark on the far side to J.J. Kuhlman. Near wing now to Beckett. 2-1-2 zone defense by the Wildcats. 2:42 to play in the third. This is Beagle, down low to Thompson, stripped away and taken away, and a jump ball called for. It should be Van Buren ball, it is. Good job by Walter reaching inside and tying up Jim Thompson down low on the block. 46-38, it's an 8-point Vanlue lead. 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Kuhlman, and we've got a foul away from the basketball on Aaron Walter. Hanging on to his man defensively, that'll be his second, I think. Don't take me for granted the way things are going lately here. 46-38. That is the second foul on Walter. I finally got one right here. This will be Kuhlman to toss it inbounds to the left of his own basket. Inside he looks, nothing there, still nothing there. Now he spots Beagle, intercepted beautifully, but thrown to the other end of the court as he's falling out of bounds by Bostic, and he throws it all the way out of bounds to the other end. Good play, though, by Bostic. He said, if I can't save it, I'm not going to throw it where they can get it. He throws it all the way to the other end, hoping someone could run it down from his team, but they couldn't. So Van Buren brings it back up the floor. This is Kuhlman on the near hash mark, working against Jeremy Klepper into the right corner. Down low to Thompson on the right block. Faking, triple team. Dishes out to Kuhlman. Three-pointer top of the key. Good. J.J. Kuhlman with 7. Full court pressure. Broken nicely by the Wildcats. This is Bostic stolen away from behind by Beckett. Tried to go behind his back, and Beckett got it. Pulls up. Down low to Thompson. Nice pass inside to Durliot. He'll put it up. No good, and a foul on the play on Aaron Walter, his third. Well, how the worm turns in this ball game. We saw Vanlue jump out to a 19-4 run to start the second half, and now Van Buren trying to make a mini run of their own and make a move before the third quarter expires.
Well, they need to, and they picked up a three-point shot a moment ago, and they come up with a steal, and when play resumes, they will be inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. Unless they award the young man for Van Buren 2 shots, ruling that he was fouled on the shot attempt.
Looks like they're giving him 2. This will be at the line Jason Durliot, the 6'1 senior, 68% at the line on the season. He's got 2 coming his way. Minute 59 to play in the third. First one is good. Durliot now has 7. 46-42. Van Buren trailing by 4 after leading by 8 at the break. Second free throw by Durliot. It is no good. Rebound, Eric Bostic. Off now to Andy Lee. Double team to the backcourt by Kuhlman and also by Durliot. Gets it across to Mike May. Now to Bostic in the left wing. In the corner to Jeremy Klepper, hounded there by Thompson. Back out on top to Andy Lee. 2-1-2 zone defense by the Black Knights. Minute 41 to play in the third and counting. Left corner, Klepper fakes, drives baseline, travel. Good call by the official. He took a couple of steps before he got going. 46-42. Black Knights could cut into this lead again. A minute 39 to play in the third. Inbounds pass to J.J. Kuhlman at the timeline. A 3-on-1, not in his favor. He'll slow things down to the far wing. Now to Beckett. Long 3, short. Rebound comes off now to the Vanlue Wildcats in the backcourt. That's Terrian. Right side to Andy Lee. Ball over his head at the right hash mark. Minute 21 to play in the third. To Klepper in the right corner. Back out on top to Lee. Now to Bostic. Back to Lee on the right hash mark. They're playing catch and trying to get Van Buren out of the zone defense. Not a bad move on Coach Jack Frost's move here. This is Terrian in the left corner. Double team. Pulls up. Dishes inside to May. Faking. Putting it up. He missed it. Rebound Klepper. Faking again. Up and in. Nice move by Jeremy Klepper on a big offensive rebound. 48-42 with 52 seconds to play in the third. Van Buren trailing by 6. Double team in the backcourt. Kuhlman to Beckett. Again a double team. They get it away and caught now by Durliot on the near wing. Back out on top to Beckett. Swings it left side to Durliot. They make that to Kuhlman. Backdoor pass to Durliot. He's got it. Up. No good. Own rebound. Back up. And in. Oh, it's good. It spun around and went in. Durliot got it to fall. 9 points for Jason Durliot. 48-44. Near steal in the backcourt by Kuhlman. Picked up by Bostic. Thrown away to Klepper, who may have gotten away with a walk. Klepper on the far sidelines. Double team. Gets it off down to Mike May. He's double teamed. His pass knocked out of bounds on the far sidelines. It'll stay with Vanlue with 14 seconds remaining in the third.
Obviously, Vanlue will set up for the final shot. We'll just have to see if they want to take it inside or shoot it from outside.
14 ticks left here in the third, and Schock comes in for a little height and a little break for Brett Beagle as well. Thompson is still in there with Schock, both of them standing at 6'6", down on your low posts. Huffman, Derliot, and Kuhlman remain in for the Black Knights. 10 seconds to play. This is Lee at the top of the key with a right-hand dribble. Looks left, goes left to Bostic. Still about 30 feet out from the basket. 5 seconds to play. Back to Lee. He'll drive, pull up, 10-footer off the glass is good! Oh, what a shot by Andy Lee at the buzzer! That's the end of the third at Vanlue High School. Our score, Vanlue 50. Van Buren 44. The championship's on the line when we come back for the fourth and final quarter of action on WFIN. Well, this was a thriller a year ago in the district championship game at Fostoria. It's no different again tonight. A heartbreaker and a nail-biter here at Vanlue. 50-44. Wildcats by 6 as we start out the fourth and final quarter of action. Lynn Allen and Bob Montgomery along with you on WFIN. We're also bringing you the coverage via tape delay on Continental Cablevision, channel number 18. Here's a turnover by the Wildcats to start out the third quarter. Bostic thought his man Walter was going to cut to the hoop. He threw it inside, but Walter thought he was going to shoot it, turned around to box out, and it goes out of bounds. Here is full court pressure now by the Wildcats. Broken nicely by the Black Knights and Kuhlman, top of the key. Right side to Matt Beckett. Ball over his head. Cross-court pass will go to Derliot left corner. Down low to Beagle on the low post. Kicks it out to Kuhlman. Three-point shot is short. Rebound comes off to the Wildcats. Andy Lee. Scramble for the loose basketball, and Lee picks it up. Long lead pass to Klepper on the right wing. He'll step up, drive, dish it off to Walter. Stripped away by Beagle, then picked up by Jim Thompson. Nice play by Beagle, reaching in to make the steal. This will be Derliot on the right wing. Check that. That is Beckett on the right wing. Right-hand dribble, looking against his man, Andy Lee. The Wildcats have gone man-to-man now. At least it appears that way. No, they have not. They've gone 1-2-2 zone defense. Beagle, left lane corner, down low. Shot up and in by Jason Derliot. 11 points for Derliot. It's 50-46. Full court pressure again. Long pass to Lee, down court. He'll kick it out to Walter. Nice feed down low to Mike May. Reverse layup over Thompson. No good. Got his own rebound. Back up and in. Mike May knows that Jim Thompson can't go up with him. He's already got two. He doesn't want to pick up the third. It's 52-46. Kuhlman left wing. Pulls up. Thought about the three. Kicks it to Beckett. His pass batted away and intercepted by Vanlue. A 3-on-2. Walter to Klepper. Up, no good. Tipped up by Lee, no good. Rebound, Brett Beagle. Outlet pass, Beckett far side. Across the center timeline with the right hand dribble to the top of the key. He'll go coast to coast, put it up, and no good. Rebound, tip back up, no good. Beckett again, no good. And a foul on Walter, his fourth. Aaron Walter has fourth personal foul of the night. 52-46 at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. Walter may have to take a seat now if they want to save him for the final 2.5-3 minutes. He's been a big rebounder in this ball game, too.
Wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea anyhow. He can get a little break here. He needs a little break. He's been working very, very hard, and they can use him in the stretch. So not necessarily a bad idea to pull him out at this stage and give him a rest. The Wildcats hold on to a 6-point lead, but when play resumes, it'll be Beckett at the line. You know, in the first half, it was Van Buren controlling the game. The third quarter was dominated by Vanlue, however.
Free throw by Beckett is good. Foul was, as we mentioned, on Walter. He takes his seat as Mike Cherian checks into the lineup. For Beckett, that's his 5th point of the night. It's 52-47, a 5-point lead, 6:03 to play. Second free throw is good as well. Beckett has 6, and full court pressure by Van Buren, trailing by 4. Double team on the man in the backcourt, Andy Lee. Across to Jeremy Klepper. He's across the timeline, turns and hands it to Lee. Right side now to Bostic. He'll take the baseline. He stepped out of bounds, I think. No, we've got an illegal pick set against Vanlue. It was Mike May setting an illegal pick. Boy, what a tough blow to Vanlue because, boy, a nice move that time on the baseline by Bostic is going to be called back. And now it'll be at the line, Tony Schock. A 61% free throw shooter, only averaging 5 points a ball game, but boy, these are going to be 2 big free throws. They trail by 4. He can bring it to 2.
Well, you know, the Wildcats did a good job avoiding getting into foul trouble early in the second half, but they picked up a bunch of fouls here late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. Now both teams are in the 1-on-1.
Out of bounds on the missed free throw by Schock. Last touch by the Black Knights, and for Mike May, that was his 3rd personal foul. Full court pressure again by Van Buren. Andy Lee double team, gets it off to Eric Bostic. Now to Jeremy Klepper on the far wing. Right baseline to May, driving, putting it up. Fouled, shot will not fall. Bounced around and almost went through. Foul on either Thompson or Beagle. Let's see which one they nail. Maybe Beagle. No, it is going to be Shock. Sure, I'm right.
Well, I'll tell you, the Wildcats continue to try and push the ball up court, score in a transition game. That time they didn't score, but May was fouled.
Out comes Brett Beagle of the Van Buren lineup. They trail by 4. At the line is Mike May. First of 2 shots is good. Mike May with 7 points. Anything this kid can contribute is a big plus for Coach Jack Frost. He and Klepper, anything they get is additional butter on the bread. 5:44 to play. Second free throw is good. 8 points now for him. It's 54-48, 5:40 to play. Full court pressure. This is Beckett in the backcourt. Across the timeline with a right-hand dribble at the top of the key. Now the left wing. Bounce pass down low to Jim Thompson. He'll put it up on a turnaround jumper. No good. Shock on the follow-up. No good. Tipped up again. No good. Tipped again. No good. Thompson again. Back up. And in. Jim Thompson battling on the boards. May have gotten away with a couple of bumps and bangs, but what the heck? Until they call him, you keep fighting, and he got it in. 54-50. Vanlue by 4. This is Mike May driving baseline, putting it up and in. Check that. Mike Terrian. Nice move by Mike Terrian, who put it up and in. 56-50. Steal in the backcourt. Bostic up and in. Eric Bostic with a key steal in the backcourt on the full court pressure. Another steal by Andy Lee. Up and in. 20 points for Lee. Timeout, Van Buren. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remain. And pandemonium is broken loose at Vanlue High School. 60-50, the largest lead of the night for either team, belonging to the Wildcats with 4:48 to play.
Well, it's one of those situations where turnabout's fair play. The full court pressure created some problems for Vanlue in the first half, but Vanlue has used their own full court pressure to come up with a lot of points here in the second half, including 6 straight points in the last few seconds to open up a 10-point lead. And I believe that's the biggest lead of the ball game so far for Vanlue, but there still is 4:40 on the clock, and Vanlue has just, picked up their game at least a notch, maybe 2 notches in the second half. Vanlue was only able to score 25 points in the first half, but they had 25 points alone in the third quarter, and they've got 15 already now in this quarter. So the second half has been very much a Vanlue ball game.
Don't forget, we'll be naming our Keith's Dugout Player of the Game at the conclusion of tonight's contest. The winner will receive a $5 gift certificate courtesy of Keith's Dugout, North Main and Findlay, and also downtown Bluffton.
Let me check that. They had 25 points in the third quarter, and they have 10 points here in the third quarter, but they've been playing a very tough defense. They're playing fast-paced basketball. They're pressuring when they don't have the ball, and they're trying to push the ball up court when they get it.
Once again, this game will be rebroadcast, channel number 18 with Continental Cablevision, Sunday at noon, and next Thursday at 6:30. I'd like to say thanks to our cameramen out there, Mike Silvers and John Haggerty, doing a great job. Another steal by Vanlue on the full court pressure. In the backcourt, Andy Lee to Aaron Walters, left wing. Walter will kick it back out on top to Andy Lee. Now it's man-to-man, straight-up pressure by Van Buren. Here's a pass to May inside, stripped away by Beagle. Run down by May on the far side to Lee, top of the key. Near side to Walter, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes off to Matt Beckett. He'll force it quickly down the floor, all the way coast to coast. Passing left side to Kuhlman. He'll put it up, no good, and a foul in the play. Looks like it'll go against Vanlue's Andy Lee, and that will be his 4th.
A lot of bodies.
Critical foul.
A lot of bodies going after that loose basketball after the missed shots.
Excellent ball game here at Vanlue High School. Bob, we saw him last year in the same identical situation, only at Van Buren. It certainly lived up to its billing then, and it's doing so again now. Timeout, Vanlue. That's their second timeout of the night. We'll take a timeout as well. 4:14 remaining in the ball game at 60-50. Vanlue by 10. You're listening to Championship Action.
Walters back, number 22's back in for Vanlue.
At the line for Van Buren is J.J. Kuhlman. He tickles the twine on the front end of the two-shot foul. He has 8 on the night. It's 60-51. Van Buren by 9. Vanlue by 9. Second free throw is good by Kuhlman. He now has 9. It's 60-52. Full court pressure. Walter is back in the ball game with those fouls. His pass tipped away and out of bounds by Beagle. It'll stay with Vanlue, the last to touch it.
Lynn, Eric Bostic is back in the ball game. We were keeping track of Eric. The Vanlue Wildcats had a 6-point lead when he went to the bench, and we thought that might be a problem, but actually they were able to pick up 4 more points and had a 10-point lead when he checked back into the ball game a moment ago.
Walter, nice feed to May down low, forcing it up and in. A crashing shot by Mike May. 10 points for him on the night. It's 62-52. Back up to a 10-point lead, and a foul will be caught on Nate Fruth reaching in as that time Beckett brought the ball down the floor. For Nate Fruth, that will be his first personal foul. Don't forget, following the game tonight, it's Dwight Allen and Phone Board. And tonight he'll be talking with George Williams, that big football player for the Findlay Trojans, who signed his national letter of intent to play football at Miami of Ohio University. We'll be chatting with him and his father after the game on Phone Board. And also coming in tonight will be some members of the University of Findlay wrestling team. So look for that. And Dwight will have the scores of whatever games are left around the area tonight. Beckett nails both ends of his 1-and-1. He now has 8 points tonight. It's 62-54. An 8-point lead for the Wildcats and full court pressure. Walter in the backcourt. Lobs it ahead to Andy Lee across the timeline to the top of the key. Nice pass inside to Mike May. Turnaround jumper over Thompson. Too strong. Rebound comes off to Matt Beckett. And he's fouled by Mike May. And that was a frustration foul by May. He missed the shot. Felt he should have had it. I think out of frustration reached in trying to make a steal. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made that foul.
Well, that's the one thing Coach Frost did not want. The Wildcats have an 8-point lead, and there's only 3 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock here in the fourth quarter, and you don't want the clock to stop.
And here is a tough situation for Vanlue. Andy Lee with 4 fouls. Aaron Walter, 4 fouls, and Mike May now with 4 fouls. Free throw is good by Matt Beckett. By no means is Van Buren dead. 3:38 to play at 62-55. They could cut it to 6 right here, and with those 3 players, their leading scorers, with 4 fouls, you've got to feel that somebody's going to go out of here. Second one, no good. Out of bounds to Vanlue. Chipped out by Jim Thompson. It'll stay with Vanlue with 3:37 to play. 62-55. Inbounds pass against full court pressure will go to Walter in the near corner. Guarded closely by Kuhlman, who tries to draw the charge but doesn't get the call. And now it's Andy Lee across the timeline to Nate Fruth. His 15-footer in the right corner is no good. Rebound comes off to Brett Beagle. Probably not a shot that Coach Jack Frost really wanted to see, even though Fruth was open. Right side is Jay Huffman. Out on top, it'll go to Kuhlman. Inside to Beagle at the high post. Now back to Kuhlman, left corner. Faking, and he traveled. Good call by the official. He gave the head and shoulder fake, trying to get his man Bostic in the air. He did get him in the air, but then he shuffled his feet.
Took that little drop step to start his momentum towards the basket, and they called him for traveling.
Substitution. Fruth will come out. Flepper will go back in. Full court pressure again by the Black Knights. Walter gets the pass, and he steps on the timeline. No, he steps out of bounds, but he's fouled by Beckett. That's the reason he couldn't hang on to the ball hardly on the far sideline. Second foul on Beckett. That'll put Walter at the line. Walter 73% at the line this season. He averages 13 a game. He has 11 tonight. 5 of those in the first half. It's really been Lee, Walter, and Bostic who have exploded in this second half, Bob. Bostic has scored 11 in the second half. Walter has scored 6, and Lee has scored 11 in the second half. Free throw, no good. Rebound, Brett Beagle. Outlet pass goes left side to Huffman. In the backcourt, it'll go to Beckett. He'll take it across the timeline with a right-hand dribble to the top of the key. Bounce pass left side to Huffman. 3 minutes exactly to play in the ball game. Inside pass intercepted as they try to go to Jim Thompson. It's off his hands and picked up by Lee in the backcourt. He's across the timeline with a right-hand dribble. Now near side to Walter. Hounded there by Beckett. Walter driving, pulls up. 15-footer blocked by Beagle. Rebound Huffman. Outlet pass. The numbers are not in their favor. They'll hold things up. No, they won't. Kuhlman for 3. Got it. J.J. Kuhlman, a big 3-point shot. And wow, it's 62-58. Van Buren fans come to their feet. In the backcourt, a foul is called against Matt Beckett, reaching in on Aaron Walter.
Well, I'll tell you, the Vanlue fans are very, very upset with the fact that Vanlue's taking these shots. They don't have that much of a lead. They should be running some time off the clock. I think they're even yelling at the Vanlue bench to tell them to slow it down and run some time off the clock.
62-58. Vanlue by 4. They trailed by 8 at halftime. 33-25. They outscored Van Buren 25-11 in the third to take a 50-44 lead at the end of 3 and now lead by 4. Free throw is good by Aaron Walter.
Big free throw for Vanlue.
Keith's Dugout Player of the Game Award to be selected at the conclusion of tonight's contest. A $5 gift certificate to our winner from Keith's Dugout, North Main and Findlay, and downtown Bluffton. Second free throw is good by Aaron Walter, who has 13 on the night. It's now 64-58. Back up to a 6-point spread with 2:26 to play in the game. Left side, J.J. Kuhlman out on top to Matt Beckett. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Aaron Walter. Not a wise shot, perhaps. Lead pass to a wide-open Terrian. He'll drive, fake, drive, dish it off to Klepper, up and in. Nice passing that time by Terrian to Klepper, and that might have sealed it. 66-58, 2 minutes to play. It's an 8-point lead again for Vanlue. Out on top, Matt Beckett. Left side to Huffman. He'll think about the 3, but go to Beckett. Now to Kuhlman, right side. In the corner to Beagle. 15-footer short. Rebound comes off to Vanlue, and a foul on Brett Beagle. And I think if Brett Beagle had taken that shot in the first quarter, he might have hit it, but he is so tired, his shot is coming up short.
And he's cold. He's been running a lot, working very hard. Again, he's 6'6", 220 pounds, and it's been a long time since he's had the ball. He did a great job. He and Thompson did a great job underneath in the first half, but they haven't had their hands on the ball that much here in the second half. It's probably been a good 5 or 10 minutes since he shot the ball, and he was short on the shot.
Second foul on Beagle tonight. Minute 49 remaining. Wildcats by 8. They look to extend it to a possible 10-point lead. That has been the largest lead of the night for either team. And Walter got the front end. He now has 14, his last 5 in a row coming at the foul line. Minute 49 to play here at Vanlue. BVC championship is on the line. Second shot is good as well. 68-58. Vanlue by 10. They trailed by 8 at halftime. It's been an 18-point swing. Beckett. A foul called down low away from the basketball. Jeremy Klepper called for the push against Jim Thompson. That'll put Thompson at the line for 1-1 with a minute 43 to play.
Well, Klepper at 5'11", giving away 7 inches, so he's trying to use his body to protect the basket.
We have a timeout taken by Vanlue. We will keep it right here. 68-58, minute 43 to play. And while we have the chance, let's once again thank our camera folks here with Continental Cablevision tonight as Mike Silver is giving you those great floor shots this evening. Nice job there, Mike. A thumbs up to you. Also over on our upper level shot, John Haggerty. He's doing a fine job as well, keeping up with the action tonight. Also Warren Barnes, our assistant technician, Mike Quinlan, our local program director, Paul Gross, the producer of tonight's basketball game, and also a special thanks to executive producer Dan Bemis for allowing us to work together with Continental Cablevision. Always a lot of fun, and we appreciate them giving us the chance to feed them the audio for this ball game.
And Steve May, the athletic director, doing a good job of providing the help for these people from Continental Cablevision to get all their equipment set up.
It's not easy. They were here yesterday for quite a few hours getting their lines all set up, looking like spaghetti, but now it's all looking fine, and I hope the folks who are watching this game live via the closed circuit broadcast in the upper room are having a good time as well. We certainly enjoy it.
I'll tell you, the fans are having a good time from both teams. I'll tell you, Van Buren is down by 10 points, but those Van Buren fans are still up on their feet screaming. Vanlue likewise on their feet screaming. This one still is not over yet.
68-58, minute 43 to play. With the way Kuhlman and Beckett can hit the threes, you have to believe they could get back in this thing if Vanlue doesn't take care of the basketball. Free throw by Kuhlman is good. J.J. Kuhlman now with 13 on the night. Substitution coming into the basketball game now for, no, we don't have a substitution. They're saying they put the wrong man at the line. Yes, it was Thompson who was fouled. Remember that, Bob?
Yes.
They called it on Jeremy Klepper, who fouled Thompson. They're putting Kuhlman at the line. They've got to wipe that bucket out and put Thompson at the line. That's all there is to it. Remember, at the end of that last timeout, Thompson was going to go to the line shooting 1-1, and they have now got that figured out. They're going to have to wipe out the points by J.J. Kuhlman and put Jim Thompson at the line. A smart play by Jim Seward trying to get away with the play, but didn't work.
You think Jim would do that? I think it may have been an honest mistake, but the officials picked it up.
So now it'll be Jim Thompson trying to get that point back. We stay at 68-58. Free throw is good. He did it. Thompson now with 15. Take away the foul shot by Kuhlman. Remember, he still sits at 12 points on the night. Second one by Thompson. It tickles the twine. Thompson has 16. Full court pressure. They look for a turnover. This is Bostic in his own backcourt. Gets it off to Walter, top of the key. Right side to Klepper. Minute 33 to play. 68-60, Vanlue by 8. Out on top, Walter. He's fouled by J.J. Kuhlman. It's going to turn into a foul shooting contest. The Wildcats are either going to win it or lose it at the foul line.
Well, they may have fouled the wrong player. Aaron Walters has made his last consecutive 6 foul shots.
And he hit 73% at the line for the season. These Wildcats, not a bad shooting team at the foul line as a team this year. As a matter of fact, Bob, we'll get you those percentages in a second, but the first shot now by Walter is on the way, and it's good. Walter now with 16 points. At the free throw line, Vanlue is 3rd in the conference. It's just under 70% per ball game. Not bad. 69-60. Second free throw is good. And that may have done it now. 17 points for Walter. 70-60. Vanlue by 10. Right side. Ball tipped away. It'll stay with Van Buren as Walter tried to anticipate the pass to J.J. Kuhlman, but it goes out of bounds harmlessly.
Once again, we have our most valuable player award courtesy of Keith's dugout, and right now it's up for grabs.
Inbounds pass will go to Huffman. Three-pointer right side. It's good. Jay Huffman buries a 3. He's got 6. It's 70-63. Full court pressure. Andy Lee double team. Tries to go down the far sidelines, and a blocking foul is called against Matt Beckett. That'll be his 4th.
Well, Beckett did what he had to do. The Black Knights trail by 7 with just over a minute to play. They either had to steal the ball or commit a quick foul.
Boy, these fans at Vanlue, they want this championship, and they want it to themselves, and they want it badly. And who can blame them?
And Liberty Benton, of course, will be on the outside looking in if the Vanlue Wildcats can hold on and come up with a victory here.
Liberty Benton trying to at least get a share of its very first BVC championship in basketball. They have never even shared the title, let alone won it by themselves. But believe me, they will be back next year. They are loaded.
Well, with the win over Pandora Gilboa later on, they could be outright runner-up by themselves.
21 points for Andy Lee as he has led this second half charge. It's now 71-63 as he connects on the front end of the 1-and-1. Second free throw on the way, and it's good as well. This Vanlue team is not missing at the foul line in the clutch at all. And now they fall back into a man-to-man defense. This is Beckett, a long 3 on the right side. No good. Rebound Huffman on the far side in the corner. His pass will go to Jason Durliot. He'll have trouble holding onto the basketball. Finally spots Beckett. Thought about the 3, now he'll take it, and he missed it. Rebound comes off to Brett Beagle in the right corner. He's trying to set up for a 3. He spots his man, Durliot. His 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound comes off to Terrian. We're down to 42 seconds to play. Terrian to Klepper, and he's fouled from behind by Durliot, or check that, by Beckett. That's it for Matt Beckett. He'll foul out.
Well, all basketball games have 2 halves, but the 2 halves here tonight were distinctly different. It was all Van Buren in the first half. It's been all Vanlue in the second half as Beckett now fouls out of the ball game with 5 points.
And listen to the Vanlue crowd. They chant BVC, BVC. And that they are, the Blanchard Valley Conference champions of 1991. Timeout, Van Buren, their final timeout. And listen to the crowd.
Well, remember last year it was the same situation. These 2 teams battling out to see if Vanlue would be outright champion or if the title would be shared between Van Buren and Vanlue. Van Buren won that ball game. That game was played at Van Buren, and Vanlue was without the services of Rod Rose. This year, kind of tables turn. The game is played here at Vanlue, and Van Buren is without their senior 2-year letterman, Ryan Stillings, and of course that has to be considered a factor in the ball game, but give all the credit in the world to Jack Frost and the Vanlue Wildcats and these fans who have been gone berserk here tonight. We see some fans from Liberty Benton now leaving the ball game very disappointed about the fact that Vanlue is going to win this, but they're in the minority in this gymnasium tonight.
Certainly are. A great effort by the Wildcats of Vanlue. They trailed 14-11 at the end of the first. That lead increased to 8 at the end of the first half at 33-25. But then in the third quarter, the Wildcats opened up in the first 4 minutes and 50 seconds on a 19-4 run before Van Buren finally stopped the bleeding and got it back to within 6 at the end of the third at 50-44. But Vanlue has just been too much, too strong here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I don't think we're being premature. It looks pretty good right now for Vanlue. If they can go on and win this, they would be 10-0 and outright conference champions, 16-3 overall. And what a job Jack Frost has done here at Vanlue. And again, give all the credit in the world to Jimmy Seward for taking over for Lynn Martin and coming up with a great basketball season himself at Van Buren.
Free throw by Jeremy Klepper is good. Klepper now with 5 on the night, and Vanlue inches even closer to that sole possession of the BVC championship crown. 73-63, 40 seconds to play in the ball game.
Might be a party or two here tonight in Vanlue.
Do they have those here? Second free throw is good. Klepper with 6. Wildcats will fall back and play some token defense now as Kuhlman drives. He's shut down by Walter. Dishes to Beagle at the foul line. 17-foot turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, Andy Lee. 27 seconds to play. Lee to Bostic to Walter. Right side to Klepper. Up and in! 76-63. Turnover, Van Buren. 15 seconds remain at Vanlue. And the Wildcats have the countdown on. Here is Bostic to Klepper, driving left side to Terry, and up, and he's fouled by Thompson. Shot won't go with time showing 8 seconds remaining.
Vanlue started the game running. They're going to finish the game running.
They also started the game hustling, and they're going to finish it hustling as well. What a great performance in the second half by Vanlue. Don't discount Van Buren. They gave it everything they had. They just ran into a buzzsaw in the second half. Free throw by Chariot on the way, and it's no good. Too strong. We'll stay at 76-63.
Vanlue is human.
They certainly are. But they don't miss them when they count. This one is just extra frosting on the cake. Second shot by Chariot is good. Chariot with 5 on the night. Full court pressure dropped off now by the Wildcats. 77-63. Shot by Kuhlman at the buzzer is no good, and that is the ball game. As the fans and students come flying onto the floor in celebration of their first sole Blanchard Valley Conference championship in 18 years.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of folks came onto the floor, but 2 guys got out there very quickly were policemen as they escorted the officials off the court. I don't think there was a great need for it because the officials did a tremendous job in a very fast-paced, aggressive basketball game here tonight.
Boy, I think there's more parents and older folks and fans from the town of Vanlue who are out there celebrating with their youngsters than there are students.
Well, Vanlue has won the Blanchard Valley Conference Championship this year. We want to tip our hats to them. A great job. They do have one more game as they'll be playing Riverdale next week. I believe that game is going to be at Riverdale on February 22nd. Then they get ready for the tournament trail. Last year they made it all the way to the regionals. We, of course, wish them the best of luck. Also, the best of luck to Van Buren, who did a very good job in the first half, but they got taken out of their ball game. They didn't get the ball into their big men in the second half. Vanlue came out with a full court press, and I think it caught Van Buren off guard, and it was all Vanlue in the second half.
Once again, the final, it's Vanlue 77, Van Buren 63, and you've been listening to high school basketball on WFIN. We'll be back to recap tonight's contest, name our Keith's Dugout Most Valuable Player, and have more as the post-game show continues on WFIN, and you're watching on Continental Cablevision. You're all wet, buddy. Welcome back out to Vanlue High School as head basketball coach Jack Frost joins us now. And Coach, you just said what a beautiful sight that was to look down from our crow's nest here and see all those fans in jubilant celebration. And you had to wonder at halftime, was it going to come true? But you must have gave them the right talk.
Well, in the first half, we were awfully passive, and that's not the style of Vanlue basketball. These kids were not penetrating. They were shooting the threes. They were missing. I think they had 2 3-pointers in the first half, roughly, and they just were not attacking the hole. And I know we had mismatches in quickness that we could attack the basket, and in the second half they came out and did that.
Boy, your press was saved until the second half. I don't know whether you did that as a tactical move or not, but it certainly paid off the dividends in the second half. You had back-to-back steals and back-to-back 3-point plays. And a matter of fact, I don't know whether you realize it or not, but in the first 4 minutes and 50 seconds of the third quarter, you went on a 19-4 run.
Well, when you press, I don't know if you count the statistics, but a lot of times you're going to get burned on that press. And Van Buren's a very experienced team in handling the ball, and I didn't think we would have too much success in 4 quarters of a press. And in the second half, it just seemed to be what we needed at the time. Picked our kids up emotionally, and they came back with some steals and took it to them.
Coach Frost, it's been a great 4 seasons here at Vanlue for you. You've had a steady building program. Last year a tie for the conference championship. This year an outright conference championship. I know you have 1 regular season game left and tournaments coming up, but I'll tell you, the second half was really impressive. I couldn't hear what Lynn was saying to you in the interview because the crowd's still going bananas down here chanting BVC. But I thought the second half, we talked at halftime, we said Bostic is going to have to get in the game. He missed a layup to start the game, and he really looked like he was shook a little bit, didn't play real well in the first half. Andy Lee did not score at all in the first quarter. He turned it on in the second quarter. We said Lee and Bostic are going to have to continue. Lee's going to have to continue shooting now that he started in the second half. Bostic is going to have to find a range. He started quickly in the third quarter, got confidence. Walters turned it on. Those 3 players were the mainstay. But I thought the full court pressure that you put on in the third quarter, the beginning of the second half, really started to rattle them.
Right, and a lot of times with the press, our kids will get up, and they'll move a lot more quicker than if you just go back and play a half-court defense. And if we did not press all that much in the first half, and as you can see, it translated to offensive end of our game. We were not attacking the hole. Bostic was not getting the ball and taking it to the paint. Lee was hot from the outside early. Walters hit one, but then he wasn't attacking the basket, and we just went passive.
I'll tell you, you never stopped attacking the basket. There was maybe 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game. A couple of the fans kind of questioned whether we should keep attacking it. Vanlue should keep attacking it. But you did, and you kept scoring, and went away with the big victory here tonight. A tremendous victory. You scored 25 points in the first 2 quarters, 25 points alone in the third quarter, and another tremendous job down the stretch. I know you really haven't had time to think of it, but tonight there's some lifetime memories that have been made here.
Certainly.
Congratulations on a tremendous victory. Your team wants you down there to celebrate. You better get going.
I'm on my way.
Okay, Coach Jack Ross with a big win here at Vanlue, a Blanchard Valley Conference Championship for the Wildcats. As the fans start to get out on the floor around the basket, they'll start cutting down the nets.
Well, we will take one final timeout, and we'll be back to give you the individual scoring of tonight's contest and set up tomorrow night's action here on WFIN. Once again, our thanks to the folks at Continental Cablevision. We'll be back to wrap things up tonight. Vanlue, Blanchard Valley Conference champions, a 77-63 win over Van Buren. Don't forget phone board after tonight's contest with Dwight Allen. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
What you mean me, white man? Oh, any one of them. Lee, Walter, Bostic. You chip in 5, I'll chip in 5. We'll give them that one and give them 3 for the championship.
We'll give them 3.
Huh?
We'll give them 3.
Okay. Good. There's 3 players. And say an honorable mention to all the other players, because the rest of them did do well.
Welcome back out to Vanlue High School. We have just talked it over on our Keith's Dugout Player of the Game Award, and boy, it's almost like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Well, there's only one decision to be made, in all honesty, and Lynn's going to tell you what that decision is right now.
Well, we decided there's no one single person who deserves this award, so we're going to hand out 3 Keith's Dugout Player of the Game Awards. I hope Keith down there at Keith's Dugout isn't going to kill me
Oh,
for
he'll
this,
love it. He'll appreciate it.
Andy Lee with 22 points to lead all scorers tonight. He will receive one of our MVP awards. Aaron Walter, who had 17 tonight, he will receive an MVP award.
With a number of foul shots down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, and Eric Bostic, who also scored double figures with 15 points tonight, he will get a MVP award as well. And honorable mentions, and almost honorable mention doesn't even sound good enough for the other 2 starters, Mike May and Jeremy Klepper, and also for Nate Fruth and Mike Tyrion and Randy Bird and the rest of the team, but those three have carried them all season long. Those three carried them tonight.
And you're right. Give credit to Mike May and Jeremy Klepper for the fine job they did, particularly in the second half. And again, Coach Frost, what can you say? EJ Jack Frost with the big victory. And again, he hasn't had time to digest it. The players really haven't had time to digest it. I think they're celebrating, having fun. But, you know, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, particularly these seniors are going to look back and talk about that night in February of 1991 when they won the Blanchard Valley Conference Championship outright.
Let's give you the final scoring now for the individuals from Van Buren. They were led in scoring tonight by Jim Thompson, 16 points for the 6'6 junior. Also in double figures, J.J. Kuhlman with 13, 11 more for Jason Durliat. Brett Beagle with 9, Matt Beckett with 9, and 6 for Jay Huffman. For the Vanlue Wildcats, Blanchard Valley Conference championship to their credit, 22 points by Andy Lee, 17 for Aaron Walter, 15 for Eric Bostic, 10 more for Mike May, 8 for Jeremy Klepper, and 5 for Mike Terrian. And head coach Jack Frost is up on the ladder, and he cuts down the final strand of that BVC championship net. And that's going to take care of tonight's broadcast. And before we go, again, a big hearty thank you to the folks from Continental Cablevision, our cameraman, Mike Silvers. Mike, excellent job getting us those floor shots down there. Take a bow, folks. He did a great job. John Haggerty up in the crow's nest to our left, taking those upper-level shots. Beautiful pictures from those two tonight.
And there's somebody upstairs watching this one. That's Mr. H.E. Hinkle, a legend here at Vanlue, and he's got to be very, very happy for the kids.
Our assistant technician for tonight's game with Continental Cablevision has been Warren Barnes. Your local program director is Mike Quinlan. Your producer is Paul Gross, and your executive producer is Mr. Dan Bemis. Our thanks for WFIN's Jim Hall, engineering back at the studios, Bob Montgomery, our color man, and I am your play-by-play man, Lynn Allen. Tomorrow night, Findlay High School Trojans hopefully will go back home for the final time tonight this season as they take on Columbus East. 7:45, the pregame show tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. You'll hear that game live on WFIN. They'll finish things up next Friday night, a week from tonight, for the BCC Championship. A possibility thereof if they can top Fremont Ross, their arch rivals. Again, for the entire WFIN and Continental Cablevision sports crew, I'm Lynn Allen saying so long and good night, everyone, from Vanlue High School, where again the final score, Vanlue 77, Van Buren 63.